What is shakalacking, my brethren? It is Alex from JAMSports podcast. What?
That was a start.
Yeah,
I was wholly unprepared for that one. I don't know about you, man.
All right, well, welcome back to JAMSports podcast. It is your host, Alex, and today we're opening up.
Niners fans.
Hold up. Today we're going to be opening up the JAMSports podcast with Alex's opening fun fact. Here it is.
Wow.
In 2014, the Andy Reid and Alex Smith-led Chiefs receivers caught 0 touchdown passes the entirety of the season. Here's a list of some people who had more touchdown catches than them this season. Let's start off with Ty Montgomery, who had 4 targets. Kyle Rudolph, who had 5 targets. Virgil Green and Derek Watt, who also had 5 targets. Jameson Williams, who had 9 targets and didn't play for majority of the year. And of course, the MILF Hunter himself, Zach Wilson, who is A, quarterback, and B, only got 1 target because he's a quarterback.
Straight up.
All got more touchdown catches than the Chiefs' 2014 receiving core. Anyway, as we hop into the podcast, Super Bowl recap. So, to be honest, I'm gonna come clean. I didn't watch the Super Bowl until today. I did not watch it live.
Boo.
I did not watch it on Monday or Tuesday. I watched it like 3 hours ago, like 3 or 4 hours ago. The reason, A, I didn't care because it's 2 teams that I do not like.
My boy was honest about it.
And B, I was too busy playing Overwatch and crying because I was losing. Anyway.
Remember when you said that you were going to get rid of Overwatch completely and Jack was there? Remember that?
Yeah, and I re-downloaded it. And we actually got a couple wins, though.
I said 2 days, but I really underestimated. It was like the average length of a SpongeBob episode. It was maybe 11 minutes.
No, it was actually, though. It was like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was really
I was going to say,
anyway,
same day.
Anyway, my original Super Bowl prediction did not go through. The Chiefs and Eagles did not go into overtime.
It was a rock solid prediction.
The Chiefs and Eagles did not forfeit the game, and Joe Flacco did not beat Tom Brady, or vice versa, for the Super Bowl win. My second prediction also didn't land. I predicted 42-28 Chiefs, and it was actually a 3-point game. That decided it.
So my prediction.
What do you guys want to start with? Jack's prediction.
Well, my prediction was better. So I said it was going to be 31-27. And I said the Eagles were going to have the ball with a minute left, try to take the lead, and Hurts was going to get intercepted in the red zone because he does that a lot. He makes, I was talking about how he makes these mistakes in the biggest moments, right? How he's great, but he'll make a couple mistakes, and when he does, they always tend to be catastrophic. Hurts made his catastrophic mistake earlier in the game. He just straight up dropped the football for a touchdown.
I rewatched that after the game. I went on YouTube and I rewatched that a solid 5 or 6 times. He had the ball in his hand in a running motion, and it kind of just went out of his hands. And I don't know how. I genuinely don't know how that's humanly possible, but it is.
But instead of Hurts choking with a minute left, Giants legend James Bradberry decided to grab a fistful of Juju's jersey and stretch it out enough that gets called a penalty 10 times out of 10. The TV broadcast showed the wrong part of the play over and over because they were convinced that was the call. But no, right at the stem of the route, Bradberry gets a fistful of Juju's jersey, pulls it back, it stretches a solid foot, clear penalty.
A fistful, you say?
Yeah, also, I would...
Free first down, and that hands the Chiefs the win. At some point, that is a monumental choke job because at some point, allowing the touchdown in that situation is infinitely better than giving them a free first down with the clock situation and the timeout situation. Yeah, there was a minute left and no timeouts. So that genuinely, the Chiefs were able to just burn the clock Like literally kneeled down after the first down
I just don't get it.
and then set up the field goal chip shot to win.
All
I actually do want to say
see
something. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, I just wanted to see Jalen Hurts run a 2-minute drill. That's literally all I fucking wanted.
It would have been cool to watch the Eagles try to come back.
I do want to say something though. I do have to give a shout out to Jerick McKinnon, ex-49ers running back. I don't remember what point in the game this was, but he did have a chance to score a touchdown, and instead he went down.
I believe it was on the first down right after the penalty.
Yeah, so he went down, and he could have told his kids, his friends, his family, I scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl, and he sacrificed it for a Chiefs win. So props to Jerick McKinnon. Though what I do have to say is these TikTok creators, for sports creators,
TikTok. I hate TikTok.
and these Eagles fans be claiming that there was a penalty like that wasn't called in the beginning of the game, so that one shouldn't have been called. I'm sorry, but the one at the end was so blatant. It was obvious as hell, clear as day.
So I want to, in fairness to those people, the TV broadcast did a horrible job.
Mm-hmm.
They talked about the complete wrong part of the play. They were all unanimously against calling it because they had the wrong part of the play. And they never showed a good angle of the grab and pull of the jersey. It took after the game for an angle from NFL films to come out to get a real good shot of that pull of the jersey beyond just one frozen frame in the TV coverage. They had that clip, but nobody realized that was a call. So they never slowed it down. They never showed that part of it. They focused on the other part of the route where Bradbury had his hands around Juju, but didn't really hold on. And so I understand why people are mad, but to still be mad at this point is dumb.
Yeah, so I saw. I'm
I'm
not going to
mad.
call out some creators because even though I did unfollow him, I do appreciate his content. It's funny as hell. But he was the day after. He's it was a childish call. I don't know what he said. It was a small call that was big at the end because it ruined the game. And I'm thinking to myself, dog, it was clear as day after the fact that it was a penalty. It wasn't a childish call. It was a clear penalty. So Eagles fans can suck it though. But yeah,
it is funny how. Dude. No, he has ground for that. Eagles fans were both annoying all season and very specifically angry at Niners fans for being quote unquote sore losers. So they get to get their little bit of revenge now that the Eagles are.
Yeah, but dude, it doesn't help when the entire 2 weeks the Eagles said nothing, and I've heard every single. I might as well heard the kicker at that point. Every player on the Niners were upset. And I'm yeah, you were upset. Losses suck. I get it, genuinely, but they just kept talking.
The Eagles said nothing, but some people get served different parts of things, Because the Eagles are one of the teams that talks the most shit constantly, and they backed it up most of the year, but at some point you make a lot of enemies that way, and it comes back to bite you once you find...
I might have, because I haven't heard anything in regards to the Eagles talking in that 2-week period. I really cared. Besides Jalen Hurts, there's a fair amount. Jalen Hurts is...
Hold up. I'm trying to fix something. Hold up. I'm trying to fix something. My headphones died. Hold up. Why?
We're pissy about the penalty.
Alright, we're good.
Because they were shown the wrong angle. And then, literally by the next day, by the time the camera angles were coming around, you slowly saw the transition from people complaining about the penalty call to, oh, no one ever said it wasn't holding. It was obviously holding, but it's just weak to call it in that situation. The amount of times I've seen people who were saying it wasn't a penalty at the time going, oh, well, no one ever said it wasn't a penalty. is like what's the next step from here? I would love to see how far this train goes if this is still a topic of discussion on Wednesday.
People are gonna listen. Someone said it on Reddit perfectly. Like, people are gonna complain and get mad, but a week's gonna go by and people are gonna start jonesing for football and no one's gonna care.
Oh yeah. Did you see, since we're still in the get mad stage, did either of you see that one like still image that made it look like a Chiefs player face masked Hurts on the fumble play?
What was it, edited?
No, it was a frame taken from the sideline, right? Like the sideline view, where the Chiefs player is reaching out to eventually try to tackle Hurts, and it stopped at the exact moment that his hand is like over the face mask, but in reality, it's a couple inches in front of it. Like if you watch the actual footage of the play, I mean, it's the fumble play, so obviously, like the footage is available. You can see from the normal angle that his hand gets nowhere close. But that one still image that made it look like a face mask got everywhere and got a lot more people crying ref ball today. And it was so strange.
Yeah. I do.
Like you can literally just watch the play.
Twitter gonna Twitter.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure like a few sports books even like posted the image. Like, oh, what?
I do. Oh, I forget what I was saying. You don't fucking. Never mind. Oh yes, I do remember. Lane Johnson. Let's talk about some Lane Johnson real quick. There's a motherfucker. Eagles fans be like, "Oh, Lane Johnson just knows the snap count. He's not false starting. The motherfucker false starts damn near every time. It's around 50-50, depending on like.
No, he times it perfectly 80% of the time. But he does get away with a lot of false starts.
I don't know about that one, because I saw a couple snaps in the Super Bowl. That motherfucker will, like, jump.
Yeah, a couple snaps. And he does do that, and he never gets flagged for it, and it's annoying as fuck. But do not say it's 50-50.
Bro, put me at left tackle, and let me do the same damn thing.
He plays right tackle.
I don't give a damn left tackle, right tackle, long snapper. I don't give a fuck. Let me do that shit.
Something was weird this year. And generally a guy like Lane Johnson will get away with it because he does time it very well, like 80% of the time. But in general this year, tackles were getting away with false starts like crazy.
Bro, Trent.
Like I know the Washington tackle, like Leno, he got away with a ton. Like almost every play he was genuinely jumping early. But if they're not calling it, you know, if they don't call it a couple times, you know, then it's, oh, I've been doing that every play. Why are you only now calling it a penalty?
Yeah.
Right?
I know Trent also did, like, he jumped offside sometimes. But
Trent has done that.
Are you talking about Trent Brown?
No, Trent
Williams.
Trent Williams.
I know in the Giants-Vikings playoff game, both teams' tackles did them on pretty consequential plays. And both teams, like fans, were pointing at them and going, "Oh my God, look, they jumped!" Like, yeah, every tackle has been doing that, like all year.
Bro, this is getting like the NBA level shit, where like refs won't call it the right thing, but they'll call the absolute bullshit call every damn game.
Oh yeah, illegal man downfield gets called more often than pretty obvious false starts, and it's the dumbest thing to me.
Bro, wasn't there like two? I forget what it was. They're like, I think it was a Niner game. There was like multiple like illegal man downfield. Maybe it wasn't the Niner. Maybe it was a Giants game. There was like multiple.
What defines the criteria of illegal man downfield?
You're just down. I don't know. Actually,
it's just on a passing play. An ineligible receiver, so like a lineman, gets by rule, I think more than 1 yard downfield. Generally, they don't call it. Like they're not supposed to. It's kind of the spirit of the law versus letter of the law. Generally, they give you 2 yards, and after 2 yards, they call it. And generally, they won't call it if it's very clear that you're not part of the play, because it's meant to prevent an ineligible receiver, like an offensive tackle, pretending like he's running a route and drawing defenders to cover him when he can't actually be a receiver. Like that's the spirit of the law. But a lot of times it gets called super ticky-tacky. Like in one of the games I'm assuming Alex was referring to was the Niners Seahawks playoff game.
Yes! That was it. It was like twice in a row.
The Seahawks like several times when the person it got called on was literally just standing there. He wasn't involved in the play, and he wasn't engaged with the blocker, and was like straddling the 2-yard mark.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, by the book, that's a penalty, but that is so ticky-tacky when you're, when the NFL has set its line at 2 yards, and the guy's straddling that 2-yard mark, very clearly not engaged in a block, not moving to get open, literally just standing there.
Yeah.
And you're calling that? Like, at least the false starts actually affect the play. This is just a guy that's not involved in the play at all.
Yeah. Also, I just want to get this off my chest because I just started thinking about it. Roughing the passer in the NFL compared to Madden is such bullshit. Like, fuck, no. All right, anyway, continue.
Why Madden?
Because, dog, I get called for roughing the passer when the motherfucker still has the ball and I sack him, but he throws the ball away. Right as I'm sacking him.
Have you seen the roughing the passer calls in the NFL?
You're not wrong! You're not wrong!
That might be the most realistic part of Madden.
Fuck, damn it, no, I can't, no.
Back to the Super Bowl.
James Bradbury choked. Fuck you. You know what's funny? Either way, an ex-Giants player won the Super Bowl.
Honestly, both ex-Giants players won the Super Bowl for the Chiefs.
So you're telling me that even though they lost, the Giants still won?
Oh, absolutely. First of all, the Kadarius Toney trade, so many people tried to push this narrative that Giants fans were sick. Like, beat reporters were saying it, and I'm pretty sure you can look at some of the beat reporters' accounts where they're like, oh, you Giants fans are probably sick watching this right now. And then just like a quote tweet of that, like, I stand corrected. The Eagles hate is powerful or something like that. Like national reporters, like I think RG3 was one of them that was like, oh, Giants fans are sick watching this after the punt return. Meanwhile, Giants fans were sitting there like with victory laps on Twitter wanting him to be the Super Bowl MVP. I mean, I have like, I can give you proof that I was screaming my ass off.
Did Kadarius Toney catch a ball?
He had one catch on a wide open touchdown. On the same play that later went for a touchdown to Sky Moore, like the motion, like the fake motion where the Eagles like try to overcompensate for the Jets sweep and then just completely lose the guy. The Chiefs ran that twice to perfection, but that was Toney's only real involvement offensively. And then he had the longest punt return in Super Bowl history.
Bruh,
it was a very good punt return.
Fucking dude got to like the 5 yard line. If that dude had a bit more muscle on him, it was a bit stronger, he probably could have like bowled through it to a couple of people. But
also at the end of today, I do have an interesting tidbit of Toney related news that I saw today, but it's so not important. It's more confirmation of what you kind of already know, but it's interesting.
Okay.
But that,
to be honest,
later,
I was surprised he played.
Important.
I was surprised he played. I thought he was not going to play because of his injury.
Well, happy for him. He got a touchdown on his, customary one target, handful of snaps in the game. He had like 5 offensive snaps in the game. Yeah. And I was hammering the table for him to win MVP because Mahomes didn't exactly fill the stat sheet.
Dude, like 183
anybody who says Mahomes
yards.
deserves MVP, that gets me. Jalen Hurts played a lot better than he did.
Jalen Hurts played like a perfect game. Minus that fumble, Jalen Hurts could not have done any more.
Yeah.
I genuinely, I wish Jalen Hurts wasn't an Eagle because I would love to be able to like root for that guy.
You can still root for him anyways.
No, he can't. Until Jalen Hurts goes to the Niners, he will not be able to. You fucking.
Well, no, it's the kind of thing where, like, I also really like Dak Prescott, but I can't actively root for him playing games. I can.
I don't root for Dak Prescott.
I can be happy for the guy. But I'm not going to sit there and root for Dak Prescott to win games with the Cowboys.
The only player I'll root for on the Cowboys is Tony Pollard.
I'll root for Micah Parsons. I like Micah a lot. He's the ultimate athlete.
I'd like to actually. I would actually like the counterpoint. Joe Flacco, ultimate athlete.
Oh yeah, in that one season, what happened?
He ended up winning the Super Bowl versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Damn. Really? In the same conference? That's crazy.
Yeah, it was played It was played the same conference. It was the first
His
time it
pizza
ever
hut
happened.
powers transcended football.
But yeah, I mean,
literally.
if we can scoot back to the Super Bowl.
Shit, I messed up. Yes.
I think that we agree that Mahomes probably did not deserve MVP.
No. Jalen Hurts.
Who would you say should be the Super Bowl MVP?
Jalen.
James Bradbury for gifting the Chiefs the Super
If
Bowl.
I was to add a limitation that it has to be on the winning team, even though that's not
Kachenko.
a real
Kadarius
thing,
Toney.
it's a customary thing.
Kadarius Toney.
Pacheco, whatever his name is. Pacheco.
Isaiah
I don't know his
Pacheco?
name. Yeah, him.
I'd give it to Tony.
I could see it.
I'd give it to Tony.
I would say Tony. Not because
Dude.
he played amazing the whole game, but because
He
his
is
two
crucial.
plays were the two biggest momentum swings in a game where the Chiefs came back to win, and really it was a momentum game where they just came in full speed right at the end, right?
Yeah.
So I was hammering the table for it, but I could see the argument for a lot of people on the Chiefs.
I would actually like to say something. If Kadarius Toney didn't return that punt to the 5-yard line, Mahomes probably would have had over 200 passing yards.
Over 200 passing yards.
Maybe
In the
250.
game, they put up 38 points.
Maybe 25 if you give him 45 yards of passing. That drive.
No, that would be way too risky. I don't think he necessarily dinks and dunks as much as Brady does, but I'm also not saying that he would do 40-yard pass after 40-yard pass in a Super Bowl.
You know who
You're not
doesn't
playing
dink
against
and
the
dunk?
Jets.
Well, still, I think it's
Jimmy Garoppolo.
reasonable to say that late in the game, you're trying to make up a deficit. You would be a pass-heavy offense.
What the fuck is that?
But yeah, and the Eagles, man, what is it with the Eagles and these deep passes?
I don't know.
Yeah, Hurts is pretty good at throwing them, but it feels like everything bounces their way. The way the defense covers it, a defender will always screw up just the right way. They'll get lucky, bounces as far as catching it. And even when they don't catch it, a lot of times they'll get away with not catching it. Obviously, it didn't happen on the Devontae Smith catch this time, but it obviously happened on a Devontae Smith catch earlier in the playoffs.
It also happened on the A.J. Brown catch in the end zone that got.
I was going to say there was the first catch, A.J. Brown, he was great. He looked insane. The second one was almost a pick. So do what you want with that.
Yeah, well, actually, I would actually like to say something on that first one. May earlier said in our group chat said that it was a moss. It wasn't actually a moss. The defender actually lost where the fucking ball was, a numbnut, and A.J. Brown tracked it. Yeah, and A.J. Brown tracked that shit. It wasn't really a moss because A.J. Brown was falling down when it happened, but it was still a good catch.
Thornhill slowed down inexcusably, and McDuffie got pump faked by Brown, faking he was going to catch it 10 yards before he ended up catching it.
Yeah. It was a tough watch.
I mean, well played by A.J. Brown, but it did definitely feel like the Eagles had a lot of luck on their side. And that was true all year. But, at a point, you kind of expect one to bounce the other way, and it really just never did.
Hey,
never
all I'm
came
going to
back to bite
say
them.
is NFL, if you're watching this, script the Niners to win the Super Bowl next year.
Oh, my God.
Please.
No. The script writers don't like the Niners, and they don't like the Bills either.
Well, no, they do, but they just don't. No, they do like the Niners. They just don't like them winning the Super Bowl. They'll have them in the playoffs, and they'll have them make it to the NFC Championship game, but they won't have them win a Super Bowl. That's.
Damn, what did the Bills do to the script writers in the 90s? Then?
Wait, hold up. Are the Niners the new Packers? Oh, hell nah.
No, the Packers
that.
won the Packers won a Super Bowl.
Shit,
No.
you're right.
No, but the night, but the NFC. No, fuck off, because the NFC Championship thing.
No, they're the inverse Packers. The Packers had a good quarterback.
Brock Purdy, baby. All right, sorry.
Anyway,
Speaking of, what's his injury status?
Torn
getting
UCL.
Tommy
I
John.
think he's getting Tommy John surgery. He's out for 12 months.
What is Tommy John surgery?
It's a baseball surgery that repairs your fucking elbow muscles.
yeah,
Okay, cool. Good for him.
rebuild your UCL elbow.
Good for him.
A lot of pitchers get it. If they fuck up their UCL, Brock Purdy is doing the same. Isn't like a 12-month recovery or some shit? So like Purdy's basically
back
out
to
all
the
of next year.
superb owl.
The superb
I
owl.
think what else is there to say?
Well, I was
James
going to say
Bradbury-
that goddamn QB sneak. That's not going to be legal by next year.
What?
The Eagles QB sneak,
Oh yeah,
quote unquote rugby style one.
was that the one on the
'Cause
goal
there is-
line?
Well, they did it like 8 times that game.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, you're not wrong.
There is no legal way to stop that play.
Yeah.
It is, and the thing is, like, a lot of people credit Jalen Hurts for it, like
No.
whatever his like insanely high squat, all of that. If you watch a lot of the plays, a lot of times he gets stonewalled at the line, and then the players behind him push him like through it to get the 1 or 2 yards. Like, it is a guaranteed 2 yards if the offense executes it, with no way for the defense to stop it. I mean, they're running it right at Chris Jones, who might be the best like 3 tech in football, who tried everything he could and was unable to stop them from getting 2-3 yards on it. He went over the top, hit Jalen Hurts, and then like the people behind him, like, Jalen Hurts couldn't individually overpower Chris Jones coming over the top, but like the 3 people behind Hurts could.
I have an idea.
Like with them.
I actually have 2 ideas for this. So number 1 idea, go for the ankles. Don't like try to injure him, but be a little ankle biter and go for the ankles and like take his legs out.
The offensive line is in the way, and they all go low
brother,
instantly.
Brother, you underestimate the ankle biters. Just put like a 5-year-old in there and they'll get to his ankles. And number 2, Troy Polamalu that shit and just fly over the top.
A, that's illegal, and B, that's what Chris Jones like literally did. He hit Hurts before the line, and he still ended up getting pushed back by the 3 people behind Hurts.
I have a question though. Why is the Troy Polamalu thing illegal?
Because it can cause injuries. I think
like
the idea is
all of the NFL though.
Yeah. I think the idea was, though, if you're jumping over a lineman and you're timing the snap, that lineman is coming up. Like, he's moving upright as part of blocking, right? So it's very easy to have like a cleat to helmet collision, to get like flipped if you time it just wrong. Like, Polamalu was able to do it, but I don't think you want a ton of copycats trying to do it.
So I have a question.
It is ripe for some messed up injuries.
Is that why Cam Chancellor wasn't able to jump over the lineman anymore to block field goals?
Yes.
Fuck. I always found that so dope. Now you have to actually try to block it. Like, you can't be athletic.
Yeah, you gotta fly around the edge.
Yeah, fuck that. NFL, fuck you for that. I understand the sentiment, but fuck you. Makes it less fun. Is there anything else?
Y'all got anything else on the Super Bowl?
Nope. Bradbury should have won
Super
Super Bowl
Bowl?
MVP because he gave the Chiefs the Super Bowl.
Chiefs are now officially Dynasty Light soda.
Yeah.
We'll see what they do with that.
I'd call them a dynasty. 5 straight hosting the AFC Championship, 2 Super Bowl wins.
3 and 4 years. Come on, bro. We got to be official.
No. I wouldn't call it a dynasty. No.
To me, in this era, that's as close to a dynasty as you'll get.
And are we? Well, Jack, if that's the case, are we talking about 3 and 4 years then? NFC Championship games. The NFC Championship games then. Like,
no,
3 and 4 years. Then no, they're not a.
They've won
not a
2
yet.
Super Bowls.
Brother, they need to win 3 and 4, or at least 3 and 5.
Who made that criteria?
It's 3 and 4 or 3 and 5. That you can't you can't be a dynasty.
So May,
at 2.
how long were the Patriots a dynasty? Because to me, the Patriots were a dynasty for like 15 years.
What do you mean? They were a dynasty from 2001 to 2019.
Yeah,
which is 18 years.
They don't win 3 and 4 for that whole period. Otherwise, they'd have had 12 Super Bowls.
The Patriots are not a dynasty. You heard it for.
Well, no, I think that criteria is stupid, especially in this day and age. Like, you have 2 Super Bowls in 5 years. You've hosted the AFC Championship every single year. You've made it to the Super Bowl more often than not. I think that at this point, now that you have a second Super Bowl win, I think you've entered dynasty territory.
Yeah,
Actually,
no.
Actually,
Dynasty
though,
Light. They're approaching it. I'm not saying that they are there yet.
actually, no, I'm gonna side with Jack on this shit. Jack, you're right, because if that's the case, the Niners were never a dynasty in the 80s and 90s. Yeah, Jack, you're right. You're right.
And especially if they get a third Super Bowl, I think that's indisputable, regardless of if it comes next year or 3 years down the line. But the Mahomes era for the Chiefs, assuming they keep up this like dominant stretch, I mean, if you're hosting the AFC Championship every year, you're automatically one of the top 4 teams in football.
I have a question.
You're automatically like the 1 seed in the AFC every year.
Can we just like nerf the Chiefs? Like, can we just like give them a lower salary cap?
No, I want to beat them fair and square.
No, I want to give them a lower
Unfortunately, there
salary
is
cap.
no way to nerf the Chiefs without handicapping Patrick.
Oh
Mahomes.
no! You take away Andy
Salary
Reid's
cap.
barbecue.
Take away
Mahomes-
every single one of the draft
Mahomes
picks
is
and give it
signed
to the
for 10
Niners.
years. We've already experimented with nerfing the Chiefs. They traded away Tyreek Hill for cap reasons. Mahomes' cap hit is only going to get more reasonable. In a couple of years, he's going to be like the 9th highest paid quarterback, and that's going to be going down. And he's signed for a decade.
I have a
And
question.
he
Why is
alone
this, why,
elevates an offense to one of the best in football.
All right, so idea ban him.
Why?
He's too good.
Because it'll finally let the Niners do something.
No, he's too
Oh,
good.
no, that's still not gonna happen.
No,
Damn.
shut the fuck up, Jack. Fuck you. He's too good. Ban his ass. Like, get rid of him.
No,
Unfortunately,
Brady,
unless he's cheating, which he's not, you can't just ban someone
How do
for
we
being
know?
a human
I
cheater.
mean, he could have cheated at halftime because, like, the dude was in hella pain. Comes out at
is
halftime.
not illegal.
Brother,
Toradol is not illegal.
brother. All I'm
That
saying
happens
is they had
so
him on
many
coke.
players.
Brother,
get a
they
ton
had
of
him on
painkillers.
coke. They had him on coke.
No, they had him on
That's-
Toradol.
Coke.
Same shit he was on earlier in the playoffs.
Cocaine.
Same shit a lot of players are on with painkiller stuff.
Cocaine. I'm just saying. He could be the modern day Lawrence Taylor where he's on cocaine all the time. Nobody
That would
would
be
know.
sick as
Because
fuck. To play
there would-
quarterback when you're high off your ass on cocaine.
I think it would be
Lawrence
funny.
Lawrence Taylor's responsibility was sack the fucking quarterback and kill
Dude.
people.
I think
Dude,
it's fucking
dude,
funny
dude.
because
He
if
was high off his ass. If you can process a defense at the level Patrick Mahomes can, when you're way out on fucking cocaine, like when
maybe
you're
it helped him. Maybe it
completely
helped
gone.
him. Maybe it
Oh,
helped him.
sure, maybe, but if you're a fucking like addict at a point, it's not going to help you play quarterback.
I think
No,
it would
not.
be
It
really
makes
funny.
it's mild doses. It's mild doses. Just enough to
I
get
think
in
what would be
behind.
really funny is eventually, like, if he got, it would affect Patrick's ego, and he'd be like, "I don't want to play quarterback anymore. I want to play edge rusher." Like, and he does so much, like, "I want to."
Just turns into Prime Lawrence Taylor. That'd be pretty funny.
I have
Alright.
a conspiracy, Alex.
Alright, what's your
While we're on the
conspiracy?
topic of Mahomes,
What's
he
your
didn't actually
conspiracy?
take any painkillers at halftime.
You gotta... Oh.
He downed an entire bottle of ketchup, and that fueled him to go out there.
All the condiments.
go
Why
for the
the fuck
victory.
did you... Okay, why did you pick ketchup?
Because he loves ketchup, like a disgusting amount. This is like a thing.
Does he bathe in... What if he
Yeah, and then
bathes in
doesn't he
ketchup?
also play like he's undefeated at Heinz Field or something?
Maybe, but there is no Heinz Field anymore.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's not Acrisure Stadium.
No,
Lame.
it's not.
What is it?
No, it is.
It is. I was telling my dad that they changed the fucking stadium. He's like, why? I'm like, because the naming rights, like, they lost the naming rights. And he's like, but why? I'm like, again,
They
naming
got outbid
rights.
by an insurance
They got
company
out-
from
They
Michigan.
got outbid by a shitty insurance company that probably doesn't even give good
So-
insurance.
Can I be honest for a minute?
Yeah, what's up?
I love Patrick Mahomes.
I do too, but I have to hate him because he
I-
beat my team in the Super Bowl.
Okay, that's fair. But
Like,
as,
he's on this, like, yeah.
as someone who was a pitcher, watching him, like everyone's impressed by the arm slot stuff. I think, 90% of baseball pitchers can do a lot of the stuff he could do. Maybe not throw the ball as far, but like physically, a lot of that weird arm slot stuff.
You're telling
of
me
the stuff
Jacob
he does-
DeGrom can't throw 100 miles, like 100 yards?
Oh, he can't. I meant like
Yeah.
overall. Like I didn't
Yeah.
mean MLB. I meant like, high school and up. If you're a pretty good high school pitcher, you can probably throw from some fun arm slots.
Yeah.
Throw a football. Like, I know I can throw a football from some funky arm slots, but I can't throw it as far as Mahomes, obviously. But that's...
Or can you?
Well, I have shoulder issues, but...
you also have the handsome issues.
The fact that...
Hold up.
Hey, yo! The fact that Mahomes has perhaps the most, arm talent, just physical quarterbacking ability that we've seen, maybe bar, Josh Allen. Or I guess PJ Walker.
Michael Vick.
70-yard throw. Yeah, Michael Vick. That's absolutely fair.
I'm not putting anybody above Michael Vick in the mobile quarterback department.
That is absolutely, correct.
No, actually, mate, counter argument, Daniel Jones.
Mahomes is way up there as far as physical ability. And at this point, he's probably the best quarterback, mentally. Processing defenses. It's unfair to have
100%.
both.
No, 100%.
What about Aaron Rodgers?
No, fuck that. No.
Aaron Rodgers this year was
just
not the Aaron Rodgers of previous years.
Didn't he throw a career high in interceptions or some shit?
Maybe, but Aaron Rodgers for a while has kind of coasted off interception luck too. But Mahomes is genuinely the best quarterback right now physically. Maybe bar Josh Allen right now.
You're being really rude to handsome quarterback legend Daniel Jones, but okay.
No, Daniel Jones is the GOAT. No, that ass.
And he's the best quarterback, above the shoulders right now. You cannot have both. That is unfair. Before, at least Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, they had weaknesses. They were human. They had superhuman processing abilities. They had the arm strength. They had insane accuracy. But at least they couldn't run all over you.
Yeah, they couldn't leave the pocket.
At least they didn't have top of the league superhuman arm strength.
I have a question.
How do you stop Mahomes?
I have an idea.
Genuinely, what can you do other than hope you can slow him down enough?
Well, I have a better idea.
Go for it.
Bring his family to the game. Have them dance on it. No. Hold up, you hear me? Jackson Mahomes and Brittany are so out of pocket. Bring them to the game. He'll play worse.
Why do people still care about them?
I don't, but I think it's funny.
By public demand, they have been completely out of the public sphere. They have Patrick has distanced himself from them. On game days and stuff. People haven't heard about them besides people sharing Jackson Mahomes TikTok from the Super Bowl for fun. People haven't heard about them for 2 years now. And people still make fun of them endlessly. Leave them the fuck alone. They didn't do anything.
No. The only reason I'm saying that is because I feel like he'd play worse if they showed up again.
No.
I think he would.
No, he played. He was the best quarterback. He was the best quarterback in the league when they were there. No, best quarterback in the league when they're not there.
He's gotten even better since he distanced himself, and I think that speaks volumes.
Or he's gotten better after, it not being his first year playing quarterback in the NFL.
Hey. Colin Kaepernick was at one point very good, and now he's not. So.
Yawn.
Colin Kaepernick had one good year. Mahomes has been
exactly.
Mahomes for 5 years.
He was very good at one point, and now he's not good. So,
Okay.
Also,
all right. Okay.
Also, I actually just want to point this shit out. The 49er system is not easy for quarterbacks. Did you see the way Josh Johnson, fucking sucked ass? And
Have you considered that the Eagles' defense was one of the best in football?
I don't give a fuck! Josh Johnson is ass! Alright?
That's also
Purdy's competent.
To be true.
Purdy's competent.
A reason... Yeah, I
said but people say that any quarterback can play quarterback in this Shanahan offense, and that is complete fucking bullshit.
The stipulation there is any quarterback that could be rostered.
Josh Johnson has been rostered.
Yeah, Josh Johnson has been an emergency backup quarterback.
Yeah,
there's a reason that he's bounced around so many teams and was freely available.
He's still been rostered.
Yeah, and he was rostered as a mobile guy. Wasn't even rostered as someone you trust to pass the football.
Understood, but dude, did Trey Lance that shit?
I know, he was rostered on the Giants, and the Giants did everything possible not to play him.
But you decided to play fucking what's his name?
Kenny Galladay?
No.
Davis Webb? The GOAT?
The GOAT.
Former Giants legend, Eli
Davis Webb wouldn't have been much worse than Purdy in San Francisco.
You can't say that. You
I
literally
can say that.
can't. No,
Having
you
watched
can't.
Davis Webb play an NFL game, I actually can say that.
Brother.
Davis Webb's pocket presence.
Then,
is
all right, then
otherworldly.
Trey Lance should, with that logic, be good in the Niners system. But this year he wasn't.
Okay.
Because
What
he
does
was
that say
good
about Trey Lance.
Because he was good the 2 games he played 2 years ago, and now he's not. Like what?
2 games.
Yeah. These are also such small sample sizes too.
Exactly. So what the fuck do you think Davis goddamn Webb can play good?
Because he's the
Anyway, all
GOAT.
right. God damn it. All right, official awards. The winners.
Yeah, see,
the
I get the shit that you do with these random ass quarterbacks.
This is true.
And you're all like, god damn it, shut up.
Damn them haters. Official award winners. So the NFL Honest was last Thursday. I didn't watch it, but I did
Why
watch.
was it on a Thursday?
I don't know. Well, it normally is on Saturday, but they changed it to Thursday so players could actually come to the fucking like award ceremony.
I guess.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. But I did watch George Kittle serenade Christian McCaffrey and Nick Bosa, and I enjoyed that a lot. So,
Dude, Kirk Cousins actually wasn't bad singing.
dude, George Kittle was awful singing, but I love him, so
was
he
so
did
bad.
amazing. But he did amazing.
It was funny though.
It was great. Coach of the year, Brian Dable. Yeah, that it was between him and Shanahan. All right, so like whatever. I'm totally not salty that Shanahan didn't. No, I don't care. Part-time Giant fan, don't really care. Dable did a good job. He deserved it.
I mean, we were talking about how it's 2 different sets of criteria, right?
Yeah, one of them is like turned a bottom 2 roster in the NFL to like a goddamn divisional round team.
You've got way overperforming expectations, and you've got coaching a ridiculously good team.
Yeah. Well,
That was expected to be good.
but 2 quarterbacks did go down, and you were playing the last pick of the draft. That was Shanahan's case. Is that he was 2 quarterbacks went down, and you have the last pick of the draft.
Yeah, but I think you have to realize that the public perception of Jimmy Garoppolo is not high.
Mine is though, because I actually watch
Yours
49ers
is, yes.
games.
Because you polish his doorknob every 20 minutes.
No,
Yeah.
because I watch fucking Niner games, and I see he's not that
Yeah,
bad
and you
as
don't
people
watch
think he
other
is.
games.
He's not as bad as people think he is. I don't know why this is a thing.
Yeah, he's really bad.
He's the most hated quarterback in the NFL. I don't know why.
That is blatantly false.
No, it is not.
you know
How the
it's
fuck-
false.
No, the fuck it's not. Brother, how?
You really think Jimmy Garoppolo is the quote-unquote most hated quarterback in the NFL?
Who's more hated than him? It sure as hell ain't Kirk Cousins.
By that with a response.
Sure as hell ain't Kirk Cousins. Sure as hell ain't him.
Gets more hate. Derek Carr, Dak Prescott
Fuck.
gets more.
Brother, no! No fucking way! Hell no!
I don't
No!
like him. Even though I don't like
No.
him, Dak Prescott literally walks around with a target on his back.
Yeah,
That's because the dude sucks!
people love Jimmy Garoppolo. People
No,
also
fucking
acknowledge that he's
don't!
the best and average quarterback.
Bro.
And people not saying that he's some, like, illusion of greatness does not mean that they hate him. People love him.
it's not-
He's the
no,
textbook for
no,
handsome football
brother.
player.
Brother, that's the only thing they like about him is because he's fucking handsome. They shit on his
The only
play.
thing
He
people
doesn't
hate
even
about
play that
Prescott is
bad.
because he plays for the quarterback. Yes, he does.
No,
First
he
of all.
doesn't. No, the fuck he doesn't.
He
Motherfucker
plays like
efficient
people
as
rank him,
shit.
which is between 15 and 20
Motherfucker
best
is
quarterbacks.
efficient, and he may throw a bad interception every game, or almost every game, but he still plays damn well. Like he plays damn well.
Yeah, he's
I don't
a
wanna hear
flying
shit.
game manager.
I don't wanna
which is
hear
why
shit.
People put him between 15 and 20.
But you fucking had him way below that, so I don't know why you fucking.
I also didn't. I feel like
Bro,
I've been consistent.
you said he was a bottom
in
25
saying that he's
quarterback.
about average.
You said he was
to
a bottom
below
like 10.
average.
You said he was a bottom the quarterback.
So that puts him at what, 22, 23?
Yes, yeah, which is still lower than what he actually is.
Yeah, sure. If I was going into next year, I would take 22 quarterbacks over him, sure. Like, moving forward?
I'm gonna be honest. I would probably take Jimmy Garoppolo back into the organization. I'd
But still,
that.
that
I
is
fucking love Garoppolo.
not what we are talking about.
Anyway.
We're talking about awards.
No, I know. This started because I talked about Shanahan and how he probably could have won it, but didn't, because you were discrediting Shanahan and his coaching.
I don't think I was.
You literally said he coached one of the best rosters in the NFL, which is true. But then you failed to mention that
And
he lost 2
coaches it damn
quarterbacks.
well.
But but then you failed to mention that he lost 2 quarterbacks, and the last pick in the 2022 NFL draft was their quarterback for half.
All I was saying was the Niners were expected to be very good and were very good, and Shanahan did a good job coaching them.
Yes,
but the difference in criteria is one team way overperformed expectations and one team met very high expectations despite adversity.
I wouldn't say they met because it was like super whatever. They were around me, but I would still say that Shanahan had a shot. You still you could give it to give it to Shanahan.
It was Dable or Shanahan, depending on the criteria.
Yeah.
We fundamentally agree on this, and we have for weeks.
Yes. Assistant Coach of the Year,
D'Amico.
I don't understand this one.
I feel like Zach Taylor should have got something if he hasn't already.
No.
Coach of the Year?
Yeah.
Well, the problem is last year's Bengals weren't that good in the regular season. This year they had a rough start, so people didn't think of them as good as they were because they were a really good regular season team. But people kind of wrote them off after the start of the year, and then by the time the playoffs rolled around, they were like, "Oh, the Bengals."
D'Amico, though, Assistant Coach of the Year. I mean, I don't think anyone cares. I don't care. Nobody really cares about this award, so let's move on.
Yeah.
MVP Mahomes.
Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah, it's obvious. Offensive Player of the Year, Justin Jefferson. Yeah,
I'm fine with it.
I'm okay with it.
Offensive Player of the Year in a year that quarterback wins MVP tends to be the best non-quarterback on offense.
By the way, yeah.
I think that Hurts had a very good argument to win it, and if he doesn't get hurt, he probably does win it, if not MVP.
Well, yeah.
To put it out there,
I think you would have a shot at MVP. I don't think you.
But it's not like Jefferson wasn't deserving. It's just that Hurts had a very good season at quarterback, which generally gets more awards respect than at receiver.
Fuck quarterback. Take that shit out of the goddamn game. Defensive Player of the Year, dude. Have the lineman play quarterback.
Okay.
I want to see it. Just have linemen play quarterback. Have the quarterback play lineman. Have lineman play quarterback. Boom. Solves your issue. The Defensive Player of the Year, Nick Bosa. Yeah, I mean, it's whoever gets the most sacks. So, thoughts?
Yeah.
Don't say Micah.
Micah has had an argument.
Didn't argue it, but Bosa.
I mean, generally though, DPOY goes to the most sacks, right?
TJ Walk got it last year, right?
When was the last time a CB made Defensive Player of the Year, though?
Like Stephon Gilmore, 2018, 2019.
Oh, gee, I didn't know he got the DP. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, good for him.
Yep.
But yeah, TJ Watt got it last year, but he also tied the sack record.
Yeah. Oh, obviously. Yeah.
I wonder if Darrelle Revis ever got it.
I don't think he did. I think everyone else got it.
If he didn't get it in 2009, then defense shouldn't exist.
I don't. Okay, I don't know what happened in 2009, but you go off, Queen. Comeback Player of the Year. Comeback Player of the Year, Geno Smith.
Fuck this is such a weird award.
Fuck no. Hell to the no. Give that shit to McCaffrey, I swear to God.
I
count the votes.
I fail to understand what Geno came back from.
He came back from being shit.
Someone who was really good, who was then bad, and then who was really good again. But I understand that comeback player of the year gets lumped in with this idea of most improved. But I feel like to come back, you have to have done something in the first place, and he didn't. So I don't really know why he's a comeback player.
So if Damar comes back next season and plays football, he's getting it. Like that's an easy.
Oh yeah, I mean, same way Alex Smith got it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Highly publicized injury, plays football again, award.
True.
Nick Gates should have got it.
Yeah, but the highly publicized part wasn't met.
He
actually got votes for it. He got like 2 first place votes or something for it.
Oh, that's nice. Please.
I wish Matt Ryan could have played well enough to actually get the award, but I feel sad. Rip Matt Ryan. I think he's done.
Yeah, he seemed kind of cooked this year, which is a shame because I had high hopes for him in Indy.
Dude,
Yeah,
Indy's a
he
retirement
kinda-
home.
What?
Yeah, Andrew Luck kind of made that. He said it was
Indy's a
Indy's a
retirement
retirement home.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you have a roster that was built to win now with Luck. He retires last minute, and you're trying to extend that window. It's the same thing the Saints are doing. You're trying to extend that window by just replacing the quarterback instead of, hitting the reset button.
Tough. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Garrett Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Chris Olave should have been up there, but he was not.
Yes, you're on the Olave train. Let's go.
Yeah. Dude, Olave played damn well. I don't know why. As a Purdy fan. Oh, shit. As a Purdy fan and a 49er fan, I love that Purdy was up there, but the dude didn't really deserve it. He didn't play long enough. Now, I would have taken it if he won. He didn't play long enough. Like, if he played,
If
10 games...
he played 10 games, he's a shoo-in.
Yeah, you put him in there, he'll probably win it. But if he played at the level he was playing at before. But he just didn't play long enough. Like, he started 6, played technically full set, 4 set. Fuck.
Alright, boys.
Started 6, played in 7.
I got an
Basically,
obligation.
Alright,
So,
bye,
yeah.
man.
I love you, kissy kissies.
Okay.
But yeah, he didn't play long enough, so I'm not mad. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year is the best corner in the NFL.
Yeah, Sauce Gardner. What is there an argument for anyone else other than Lions fans like Hutch or Seahawks fans are like, Tariq Woolen had a lot of picks.
I mean, I kind of put Hutch as my last one just because I was like, he's a dark horse and I kind of like him, but he probably.
I think there's a difference between a dark horse and just wanting to pick an underdog, though. Because what argument did Hutch have?
Underdog.
Like, I think
A couple sacks.
you could argue that Tyreek Hill would have been a dark horse for Offensive Player of the Year. Because there are a lot of ways in which he had a better season than Jefferson. But for Hutch, I don't understand how anyone would have had a better season than Sauce.
You put me in coach and I'll have a better season than Sauce.
Damn right.
105 interceptions, 0 catches allowed. 120
Yeah, wow, they threw
sacks.
it to you 105 times? That's crazy.
120 sacks. And
Whoa.
530,000 tackles. Boom.
Shit, dude.
Yeah, right?
Can I interest you in
Nuts.
coming to the New York Giants?
Yes. But first I'll play with the 49ers to win them Super Bowl, and then I'll go to the Giants.
Sounds good. Right? We got a couple coaching hires post Super Bowl.
I don't know anything about these people, so.
Eagles offensive coordinator Shane Steichen is now the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, wait.
Eagles defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon is now the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals.
Dude, how are they
You know what that
bleeding more
means?
than... Okay.
That means that both Bengals coordinators survived and stay with the Bengals. Both Giants coordinators survived, stayed with the Giants. And Jeff
And
Saturday did not get the full head coaching job.
Why the fuck would he?
He was a finalist, and Irsay was reportedly hammering the table for him throughout the entire process.
Why are you trying to go winless?
Yes, Jim Irsay is an idiot.
Can he sell the team? Like, I'm dead serious.
I mean, at least he's an idiot that's really passionate about wanting to win, but he's fucking stupid.
Dude's a moron. Anyway.
But I mean, both of them are fine hires. I think the thought process behind them are, 1 second.
So what he was going to say was the thought processes behind it were best offense in the league, second best defense in the league.
I'm still recovering from COVID, and my throat is giving in, so I may not last terribly long.
Yeah, we'll stop it. Yeah.
Well, no, the thought process for both of them, and especially Gannon, is you want a guy that is going to be a good head coach. And I guess they want to capture whatever Sirianni did in Philly, even though there are a lot of arguments, and the players themselves, like in Philly, have kind of alluded to Sirianni not being an amazing head coach. But you want a guy who's a good head coach, who's going to run things well and is going to hire coordinators and pass stuff off to them. I'm pretty sure Steichen said that he was going to call plays, and that's fine. He said other stuff like we're going to throw to score points and then run to win, which is basically what the Eagles did this year. And it's a fine plan when you have the team the Colts
NFL team does.
Not necessarily, especially this year.
Isn't the rule of thumb to like throw the ball? Like you can run the ball at the start, but like basically just throw the ball until you're up by a bit and then run the clock.
You would think that would, but a lot of teams, especially this year, were run heavy. Because a lot of defenses were playing further back to try to prevent the big passing play. And so a lot of teams saw that there were opportunities running the ball. But a lot of teams also just run on early downs, no matter the game situation.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Shanahan.
Give me a second.
Yeah, Shanahan does that a lot. Basically runs on the early downs.
But with Gannon, the idea is seemingly that he'd be a good head coach, a good young head coach that would bring in coordinators on both sides that would be good.
Okay.
Which that's a fine thought process, but I don't think if I'm watching the Eagles that I really just want the Eagles OC or Eagles DC for their offensive and defensive abilities. I think that I'd want them because of what they'd learned as coaches, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, my throat's really, really giving away, so I'm going to have to.
All right, we're going to end the podcast here. Tune in next week for an off-season podcast. I don't know when it'll be, but we're going to have some fun.
You don't know it yet, but we're an off-season pod. Always have been. This off-season, going to be some incredible content.
Facts. Hopefully.
Also, speaking of incredible content, I promised meaningless Kadarius Toney content, but I do not have it in me to actually say it. So remind me next week.
Send it to me. Or type it and I'll say it.
Okay. Here. I'll text it. I'll text it to you. I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay. So everyone's day going watching this. Hope your day is going well. Alright, here we go. An ex-Giants player did an interview in German, confirming a lot of what we pretty much knew about Toney. Wait, he did an interview in German?
He's Austrian. He was on the Giants through the international program.
Got it.
Same Sandra Platzkummer.
Got it. Okay. Hope everyone's day is going fantastic. Hope school's going well. Hope jobs are going well. Did not train seriously at all, which is why he is so injury prone. Wouldn't train or warm up. Would just go to 100% right away. I probably shouldn't. Alright, I'm going to stop reading this until he sends everything, and then I'm going to read it all again. Is that all?
Those are the two main points.
Okay. So an ex-Giants player...
In general, the overarching idea is that a lot of what people speculated or reported about Toney is true, and he, sucked.
Okay. So, what he said was an ex-Giants player did an interview in German, confirming a lot of what we pretty much knew about Toney. Did not train seriously at all, which is why he was so injury-prone, wouldn't train or warm up, and would just go at 100% right away, and did not study the playbook and acted like an asshole in team meetings. Yep, sounds about right. Dude is a garbage human. Anyway,
not necessarily a garbage human, but
I mean,
it's very clear.
Shit, the Giants.
I think Platzkummer said it himself, but it's clear that I think it was part of his quote. I mean, it was translated from German, so it's difficult. But 80% of success in the league just comes from talent, and then the other 20% is from training and studying and all of that. Mm-hmm. And it was pretty clear that Toney had so much talent that he was really coasting on that 80%.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't bother with any of the other stuff. But it makes sense as to why he'd have so many hamstring injuries and stuff like that. If you're just like, you're not taking care of your body and then you're just going out there and running at full speed and making these crazy cuts with like, you know, practically no warm up.
Yeah.
Like, of course you're going to hurt yourself.
Yeah. That makes sense. All right, Jack, final remarks.
Fuck the Cowboys and especially fuck COVID. Like,
Fuck
seriously.
the Cowboys. Fuck the Eagles. Fuck